Hey y'all, Blue Moon Oracle, and I am here tonight for our Earth signs, full moon and Scorpio reading. So, full moons are notorious for being full of emotion. They're about the crescendo and the buildup. As the energy builds and the sun and the moon gets brighter, that energy increases. And then there's a buildup, and the full moon is the crescendo of emotion. And then after the full moon starts to get smaller, immediately releasing energy comes out. And that releasing energy is typically always brings up self-limiting beliefs. They may have already been coming up for some of you during the waxing gibbous phase, as well as aspects of shadow. Well, that's a normal full moon. I mean, into the waning moon. But right now what we have is the full moon in Scorpio, and Scorpio is the death card in tarot. And Scorpio is all about death and rebirth, transformation, transition, change, evolving. And this energy that's coming in is going to bring things to the surface. Areas of your life that have been uncomfortable, that you've been avoiding, like they're going to have to be dealt with. And it's out of our control. We are affected by the moon. We are 60% water. Its energies are going to do its magic. This is outside of our control here. And this is not the kind of moon that you just kind of want to let happen. This is a moon that you want to intentionally come at. I think of Mars energy. I think of the tower. And I think of the way the tower comes in and wipes out the foundation. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to do our own tower. We're going to go in and we're going to demolish. We're going to come as a demolition crew. And we're going to dig out that a shitty, faulty foundation so that we can build anew. And we're going to use the power of the full moon in Scorpio to do that. And then it's releasing energy through the rest of the lunar cycle. So what we're going to do tonight is we are going to talk about where we're at now. So what have we been manifesting intentionally or unintentionally since the new moon? What aspect of shadow can we expect to come up? What needs releasing? And then what actions do we need to take to be able to capitalize on the transformation that's being offered to us with this full moon in Scorpio? So what new intentions do we need to set? And then at the end, I'm going to pull an oracle card for each of the 3 signs in this video as a message from Spirit to send you on your way. So let's get started with full moon reading for Earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. If you are interested in finding out where you should begin and what you should be working towards, look up your look up your North Node of the moon. You don't need a time of birth for this one. And the North Node is going to tell you the direction you should be heading, the lessons that you need to learn while you're here during this lifetime. And the South Node is going to show you those traits and behaviors that you picked up in childhood and brought with you from previous lives when over-dependent on are no longer healthy, no longer serving us, and over-dependent can cause us problems. So it's really a good way to do your shadow work and to get started. So anyway, what we're going to do right now for my Earth signs is we are going to find out what it is y'all have been manifesting since the new moon. Oh, that's too many cards. Let me clear this energy off of this deck. Ooh. Full moon energy. I fucking love it. Okay. Boy, have I had some shit come up already. I did this reading for myself. Okay. What have y'all been manifesting? What have my Earth signs been manifesting since the beginning of this lunar cycle? Okay. All right. Okay. And what aspect of shadow will be showing up? It's too many. Revealing itself during the waning phase of the moon. Okay. And what needs releasing for my Earth signs? What needs releasing? All right. I just thought of, who did I just think of? Matthew McConaughey. Okay. What actions need to be taken or can be taken to capitalize on this transformational energy coming in with this full moon in Scorpio? This is a time to clean fucking house, man. You know, and it's really a good thing because, you know, with that new moon in Aries, that offered us a new beginning for the astrological new year. And here we are now, ready to start over, get rid of the things that never didn't serve us anymore. And then we have the power of this full moon in Scorpio coming in. I mean, there's going to be like a massive shift collectively. I just feel it. The energy is just, wow. Serious, amazing energy. Okay. So what actions do we need to take, Earth signs, to capitalize on the power of this new moon? All right, and I'm going to use my Angels, Ancestors, and Guides deck for this. I'm going to pull them and not look at them. Okay, so I need a card for Taurus, please. Message from Spirit for this lunar cycle. For Taurus, please. Well, I'll just take all three. Okay, and then I need a message for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node from Spirit. Okay, not looking, not looking, not looking. And then finally for my Capricorns, can I get a message from Spirit for the rest of this lunar cycle? Okay, I feel like there might be one more. I'll get you one more. Everybody else got a couple. And you just got one. Let's see if there's another one. There is. All right, so we'll get to those at the end of this Earth sign collective reading. But for right now, let me put this charger on before I lose y'all. Okay, so what is it y'all have been manifesting since the beginning of this lunar cycle, Earth signs? Well, we got the Three of Swords, the Three of the Three of Voices, the Three of Materials, and the Nine of Materials. Now, the Three of Voices and the Nine of Materials have showed up in reverse. So first things first is that I feel like a lot of you are figuring out what needs healing with this Three of Swords in reverse. This is about identifying what needs feelings. And a lot of this shadow work is identifying things that are like repressed and unknown to us. And so I feel like you guys are hitting, some of you are just really hitting it. You are addressing those root issues and you're beginning to start the releasing process. And you are coming out of isolation. Some of you are doing a lot of collaborating. And for me, in this context, this has a lot to do with reaching out to specialists like therapists, healers, shamans, you know, tarot readers. I mean, and you are, you know, reaching out to your friends. Maybe some of you are doing this work together. And you are just coming together and collaborating. You're reaching out to Spirit because, you know, the Three of Pentacles is the only, like, Earth sign, the only pentacle card that has any indication of Spirit in the Rider-Waite. And 3 is a spiritual number. So I also feel like some of you are really working on that relationship with whatever it is you believe in outside of yourself. And when we collaborate like that, when we, you know, get to a place where we are working with someone else, higher self, Spirit, you know, outside of ourselves, coming out of this isolation of this, you know, Three of Swords, we really get some work done. I see a lot of sacral chakra work has been going on, and that's fucking amazing. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So it looks like some of us are kind of, you know, and maybe this has to do with some of those emotions coming to the surface, is reaching out for ways to find satisfaction, safety, and security outside of self. Because upright, this card is about creating your own safety and security, your own abundance, meeting all of your own needs. And it's in reverse. So I feel like some of you are, you know, unsure about how to go about meeting your own needs. And with all these emotions coming up or all these situations coming up and being uncomfortable, you're kind of like searching out there, like with little tentacles reaching for ways to find some safety and security. So I think some of you have actually manifested some insecurities when it comes to fundamental safety and security. So sorry about the interruption. So I feel like what's happening is too with this reverse Nine of Pentacles or Nine of Materials is that some of you have just kind of manifested some loneliness. You know, again, these feelings that are coming up, there's been some shifts and changes in your life that are uncomfortable. Some of you are in some new spaces. But I'm going to come back for a shadow. So what aspect of shadow, I'll do a shadow oracle to add to the reading, but for now, I'm just going to go run through the cards. So this Eight of Voices, what aspect of shadow is going to be coming to the surface? And this has to do with self-imposed prisons and self-limiting beliefs. This has to do with, you know, the torment in our heads. Okay. And this is like karmic stuff. This is like old tapes playing. This is like who someone told you were, whether directly or indirectly, and it affected you. So all those self-limiting beliefs are going to start coming up to the surface, but to be released, this is in reverse. These swords are going to be falling out. So that's fucking exciting. What needs to be released? We've got the 10 of Cups in reverse. So first of all, some sacral chakra work that needs to be done here. And it needs to be fit, and it'll be finished up. This has also got some solar plexus in here, but mostly I'm getting sacral chakra because of the cups. And what needs to be released is that some of us, that we're going to find our sense of emotional fulfillment in something outside of us. That needs to be released. And what actions do we need to take in order to capitalize on the power of this full moon in Scorpio, to break these fucking patterns, to take out and rip out that fucking foundation, that faulty foundation that we have built these, you know, these structures on that are crumbling. So what do we need to do? We got the 8 of Pentacles, or the 8 of Materials. And this is about just apprenticeship, learning new skills, learning how to live in this new person. For some of us, that's going to be like cognitive behavioral therapy. For some of us, that's going to be going to 12-step programs, getting sober, learning how to live sober, learning how to live without these addictive, destructive things in our lives. But we're going to be gaining new skills, and it's going to become our focus to learn how to build our own sense of safety and security. Because remember, we got this 9 over here in reverse, and 8 comes before 9. So we're going to have to learn how to do these things for ourselves. And we're going to be putting ourselves through school, essentially. Okay, so let's take a look at what this read looks like using this Dark Mirror Oracle deck that I have. I just got it. It's pretty awesome. And it's for some shadow work, and it does have to do with some phases of the moon. But let's start with the 8 of Voices. So what aspect of shadow is going to be coming off from my earth signs? Well, that had to jump quickly. Well, we've got Naked Before the Stars in reverse. I mean, and this goes together because, first of all, this card is about the waning gibbous. So peak releasing, we're getting towards peak releasing energy here. And the numbers here are 1 and 8. It comes to 9. And, you know, we're going to try to, this 8 here is about self-limiting beliefs. You know, the things that people said about you or told you that we've told ourselves for so long, that inner critic, you know, that part of us that just really just comes at us hard. This has to do with body image. This has to do with how we view ourselves. For some, it is about body image, actually. It is about dealing with sensuality and sexuality and shame around that for some. And about knowing your own worth and your own value. That's important here. And this 8 tells me that this is a pattern of behavior. This is karmic, whether this is learned in childhood, some of this was ancestral. I really feel like this is actual karmic stuff, like learned in childhood, releasing patterns. These are patterns of behavior. When I see the number 8, I think of patterns that we keep repeating and we are stuck in a loop in. And this has to do with getting real, getting honest, naked before the stars. So, you know, I think of also the star card. You know, where she is naked and she is connected to her conscious mind, the subconscious mind. The stars are aligned above her and she is vulnerable with 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground, you know, and allowing that flow to happen. And that divine flow, that connection to spirit, to the higher self, to that outside of you is going to help get clarity here on the self-limiting beliefs. This is a new beginning too with this one. A new beginning. Because we're going to break through these patterns. You know, the 8 in numerology, karma is king, but also it assumes power. It sees what it wants and it goes after it. And it takes charge, earth signs. And when you guys are zeroed in on something, y'all are getting stuff done. And I think that that's going to be some of the aspects of shadow that's coming out for some of you. Insecurities with what we look, about how others perceive us, being vulnerable, the fear of being vulnerable. And then we have gilded regret as an aspect of shadow coming off. That's the waxing crescent. I mean, the waning crescent. That's peak releasing. And so it looks like as these feelings are going to be coming off here and the vulnerability and dealing with those limiting beliefs, there's going to be some regret and some remorse. I mean, some shame that's going to come up. And remember, we do the best that we can with the tools that we have, earth signs. Okay. And so we didn't know what we didn't know. So we're going to have some self-forgiveness that's going to be needed here. And, I'm drawing a blank. Spiders are super important spiritually. Look up a spirit animal, spiders. I'm drawing a blank, but I know it's so fucking important here, and so look it up. Also, talk about what's going on. This blue here tells me that there needs to be some, you need to be discussing this with someone else. Remember, we're coming out of isolation here in this 3 of Swords in reverse. We're coming out of isolation. We're collaborating, we're working with others on our recovery and on our healing. Okay, and so this is something that doesn't need to be talked about. These regrets, these shames, these shame things we're ashamed of about ourselves, these need to be discussed, this throat chakra. The throat chakra is the first of the spiritual chakras. The heart links us, but the throat chakra is where the spiritual ascension begins. And that happens when we speak our truth, when we're honest about these things with somebody else. Okay? And I feel like there's one more card here for aspect of shadow that's coming up for earth signs. Triumph over lies. So a lot of self-deception is going to be coming up. Issues that you're going to break through this time. You're going to triumph over those lies. The lies that come with these 8 of Swords. Okay? Those self-limiting beliefs, because they're not true. Not a damn one of them is fucking true. Not one of them. Not one. Someone else told you those things about you. Whether it was the way they treated you, or they actually said the words to you, or they withheld things from you that made you feel these things. And at some point over the years, they became truth to you. Again, they're lies. And what tells me is that you are going to have triumph over lies. This is the number 1. 1 and 8. This is number 5. I get the 5 of Cups energy with that one. You know, getting stuck looking at the past. Again, these are all patterns of behavior. This is, you've been here before. Those of you who've been doing this work, you've been here before. You just hadn't got past it. But this tells me there's going to be triumph over those lies. Okay, so what needs releasing? We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. And what came to me when I initially saw this card was sacral chakra work. And getting away from the idea that our happiness can be found in external circumstances. Whether that is a family, a partner, a perfect job. You know, emotional fulfillment cannot come from anywhere else but other than here. And we need to release the idea that that is possible. Or that there is some perfect circumstance or situation that's going to make you all okay. Or me okay. Externally. It just doesn't happen that way. But we're almost there. This 10 is here. This 10 of Cups is here. We're almost at emotional fulfillment. We're just right there on the edge. It's reversed. The energy is here. And it's gaining. I don't feel like we're losing. We're gaining towards this energy of this 10 of Cups. Okay, so let's find out what needs releasing in more detail from these dark mirror, tarot cards. I mean, oracle cards. Give me a second, please. I really hope my ass is not all up in that picture. Okay, it's not. All right, so let's see what we got. What jumped here? Peaceful among thorns. You know, for some of you, I feel like there's this idea that if you get spiritual enough, if you get centered enough, if you meditate enough, if you do enough shadow work, if you're sober long enough, if you do enough 12-step work, or whatever the hell it is, that you're going to be okay in your toxic relationships. And you're going to be able to be, you know, at peace. And you'll be able to stay in these toxic narc relationships. It can't happen. I mean, it's just science. People will pull us down before we can pull them up. It's easier to pull someone down than it is to pull someone up. And we cannot get better when we're in a situation where we're continually being triggered. So for some of you, it's time to walk away. It's time to walk away from the relationship that you're in, from some family members that you are tied up with, some friends that are just unhealthy, some toxic work situations. This is peace among the thorns. Number 26. Got another number 8 here, man. Another number 8, y'all. Another number 8. Patterns. Breaking fucking patterns. Breaking fucking patterns, man. This is so amazing. The number 2 is feminine energy. 6 is a balancing of the masculine and the feminine. You know, and this comes after this 5 of gilded regret for the 6. This comes 2, comes after this 1 for this triumph over lies. We cannot find emotional satisfaction and fulfillment in the midst of abuse, neglect, and constant rejection. No human being can. We're not created to be that way. It is not supposed to be that way. So if you're trying to find your center, if you're trying to find peace, if you're trying to find healing to make your relationship work where it's toxic, that you can somehow love your partner enough to make them stop abusing you, that is one of those lies that we need to have triumphed. Okay? That is one of the things that we're going to have to face. Because it's not a possible thing to do. Now, you can work on yourself and get to a place where you're ready to leave, to walk away. And you can do that. I believe in you. I really do believe in you. And I know that you want to do it too. Let me tell you something. When the fear of change is less than the fear of, becomes greater. Hold on. I got to get this. This is a fucking good one. Let me get this one. When the fear of staying the same becomes greater than the fear of change, then you'll do something different. But I promise you, change is not scary. Change is good, especially on this path. Change is good. Change is the number 5, and it brings liberation and it brings freedom. And remember, this Scorpio energy in the card of death is the number 13. It's the number 13, and that comes to 4. It brings with it stability. And that is ultimately what we are all looking for, is a sense of stability and safety and security deep inside. And facing these hard truths, you can do this. You can do this, Earth signs. You can do this. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Is there anything else here for what needs releasing? Oh, I'll take them. Okay, the idea that you're fated to suffer needs to be released. But that's just your lot in life, and you're just going to suffer. It's number 25. It's number 7. Number 2 looks at details and makes decisions. 5 is change. So some decisions, again, came up about change need to happen, and you are not fated to suffer. There is fulfilled life out there for you. It's twofold. Getting away from the person, place, or situation isn't going to change you. It's going to help. Changing you isn't going to change the person, place, people, thing, or situation that you're in either. It'll help make it a little bit better. But when you combine those two together, that's where you have the real change. You are not fated to suffer. Hiding your true self. Number 14. Hiding your true self. That has to go with that self-limiting belief. So we need to release the true self. Release that fear. And this red here tells me this comes back to that fundamental safety and security. You know, accept yourself. These are some affirmations that I tell myself. I accept myself exactly where I am and who I am, and I have infinite value because that's it. I can't be rejected by anybody because I accept myself fully. I meet all of my own needs. I fill my own cups. I make myself safe, and I am my own protector. The only constant in your life that has always been there for you, never left you, always been by your side, always been present there, no matter what, has been you. You owe it to yourself to release your true self. People will leave, but they're making room for the right people to come into your life when they walk away. So we need to release your true self. Colorless angel. Colorless angel. This is an interesting card. Give me just a second here. I think this has to go with feeling like you don't exist. Just like you don't exist. Like you don't matter. You know, like what's the point? The point is you matter, and the collective needs you. You have gifts, you have talents, you have abilities. You matter. Even if you don't have any of those things, you still matter, and you're still needed, because as you work to heal yourself, you help release and free the collective to heal themselves. So we need to release this idea that we don't matter. And we do that by doing affirmations. It's one way. Okay, so how do we capitalize? We got the 8 of Pentacles. Remember we talked about apprenticeship, learning how to do new things. One of them can be affirmations. Chakra alignment, chakra clearing, chakra healing, yoga, going to an energy healer. I didn't even ask the questions. I'm not taking my card. All right, so what other things do we need to do to move forward? You know what? I'm going to take from this Angels and Ancestor guide. No, you know what I'm going to do? Moonology. Moonology. I feel like I don't need a shadow card here. And if I need a shadow card, there's at least the option of a shadow card coming out of here if it's supposed to happen. They've already been charged, cleared, shuffled, but I'll do it, you know, one more time for you. So what I'm doing here is finding out what action my earth signs need to take for the remainder of this lunar cycle to release these things that need to release to capitalize on the transformative power of this full moon in Scorpio. Okay, and so we started off with the 8 of Materials. It's about apprenticeship and learning new things and being really super focused, steady, you know, one step at a time, learning new skills, new things. okay? A new way of living, focusing on those, building those fundamental skill sets. Is there anything else we need to add to this? Excuse me. Okay, so we've got new moon in Gemini, communication is key. And then we have, what do you need to release? Waning moon. So it looks like we're going to be spending time really focusing on what needs to be released. Now you can use a tarot to help you with that if you need more details. You can schedule with me and I can help do a shadow session with you. Talk to your therapist. You can sit down and write down all the things that you just don't want to deal with anymore in you, in your life, your behaviors, your relationships, and you're gonna write that shit down. And you can do a releasing ritual once the moon starts to wane. And I'll be sharing releasing rituals after the full moon to give you some ideas on things that you can do, or you can just Google them yourself. And then lots of blue here, lots of blue and some purple indigo. So we're going to need to tune into the intuition for some of y'all, and the crown chakra, connecting outside of self. So you're going to learn and you're going to study and you're going to apprentice on how to meditate and how to connect with something outside of yourself. So it's another thing you can do. And working on that throat chakra, definitely. It came up a couple times. Oh, it comes up again. And communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Lots of blue here. Lots of blue here. And this reminds me of this hiding your true self. It's got these two people here. And then here we got the twins of Gemini. And I think some internal dialoguing is going to be needed. You know, learning to talk to self, meeting your inner child or your shadow self, and beginning to have a dialogue there. And look at this as a new beginning. The new moon heralds in wishes and dreams and hopes. And so we're also going to be optimistic about all of these changes here, okay? And we're going to expect good things. And we're going to do a lot of fact-finding and analysis. And we're going to continue to use that Gemini energy to learn about things. We're going to learn about these new ways of being, these new ways of doing, and we're going to implement them for the remainder of the moon cycle. And to find out some of the things that we committed to work on, you can check out my new moon in Aries reading. It's up on my YouTube channel, my Facebook channel, and kind of segments are on IG. That might be the best place to go for it. But it is a collective reading, and we talked about new moon intentions there. And one of them is making time to get quiet and connecting with self. And I think that's going to be super important for you earth signs right now, okay? Lots of crown chakra stuff and throat chakra stuff. All right, so getting to the oracle cards. First for Taurus. I mean, this just reiterates what we just talked about. Trust in higher forces, shaman. So we're going to be trusting through that crown chakra connection to things outside of ourselves. We're going to be trusting our intuition and our wisdom. And some of you are going to be working with healers, getting with shamans. I am a healer, and I do practice energy work and indigenous Italian shamanism. And I do, I am a witch too. So it's up to you if you want the witchy stuff included, but it's what I used as well on top of the healing energy. But I can still do the work and do what's necessary without any of the other esoteric stuff in there as well. So, when I work with you, it is tailored to what it is you want, what you're comfortable with, and we can get this work done together too. But this says trust in higher forces. Open up your mind to things that are outside of your realm and your sphere of like what you would normally be into. Look into shamanism, look into energy healing. And remember, we're going to study how to meditate, how to connect with the higher self, okay? How to channel. Some of you may be needing to learn how to channel. You can get direct messages from your ancestors, your guides, your angels, and the deities that you work with, and the beings. I'm not leaving y'all out. I love the beings. Okay, and then you also got Taurus Knight. Be brave and honest. And that really goes with this hiding your true self. This has to go with naked before the stars. This has to go with peaceful among thorns, where we talked about having to walk away, okay, from situations that, we seem to think we'll be able to find peace in these situations if we somehow get so spiritual or healed ourselves, because we bought into the lie that we are the problem. Now, we may be part of the problem, but we are not the problem. And I think that's going to become quite clear to some of you, or it may be coming clear to some of you already, that that's the situation. So, we're going to need to be brave. We're going to be brave. And we're going to need to be honest with ourselves about the realities of our situations here. And this is the Knight. Okay. Brave. And he's got a sword here. So it's making me think of heart chakra and the suit of swords. Logic, intuition, heart. We have to work this all together here. But first we got to clear away those self-limiting beliefs and that Eight of Swords. Those are the things that are going to be rising up in our shadow. But this is going to be necessary. Bravery. You know, whatever else stands out in here too. Some of you may see symbols in here that stand out to you. Go with what your instincts and your intuition are telling you when you see this card. Okay? And Taurus, the last card that you got is Summer. Bask in joy and light. We have a bee on here. Bees are busy preparing for the future, thinking ahead. But this is saying, bask in the joy and the light. You are not slated to suffer at all. Okay, and I also feel like this is saying that some major, awesome, good things are going to be coming into your life this summer, and all this work is preparing. The clearing that you're doing, the getting rid of that you're doing, is just opening up space to usher in abundance. You're raising your vibration as you do your work. And as we raise our vibration, what we attract to us improves, okay? And we be able to set out the manifestation, and we believe it, and then we'll be able to bring it in. And I feel like the summer is going to be super critical to you. And I'm going to go with July because my name is Deborah, and it means bee, and I was born in July. So I'm going to go with July here. I'm feeling some big stuff coming in July. Start claiming it now. Do this work. Know that this work won't last forever. And this pain that you're going through, this releasing pain, it won't last forever. It is temporary. It's a temporary sacrifice for a future that's amazing. Okay. And also I think it's trying to say, you know, spend time in that crown chakra, healing with white light energy, creating a white light bubble around you, learning to meditate using white light. So you can Google that on YouTube. Okay. All right, Taurus. Next we have, let's see. Next we have Virgo. And Virgo, we've got stay rooted and grounded with the Earth Guardian. And then we have learn from spiritual experiences, the great teacher. And this is in reverse. And I think that means something. So give me just a second here. Okay, Virgo? So definitely feel like you need to be working with the element of Earth. Okay? So call on the element of Earth in the direction of the north and bring that energy into your life, because it seems like there needs to be some stability. I think we're too much up here. We're too much up here, that we are not connected and grounded in the earth and in staying in today. We're thinking about the future. We're looking back at the past. And, you know, some of that is necessary, but not to the point where our feet have now lifted off the ground and we are no longer present in today. And I feel like this Earth Guardian is saying we need to come back down, connect with the earth, literally. Learn about rooting and grounding your energy to the earth. Okay, and then this green tells me here that there's some blockages. Oh, we need some healing. We definitely need some healing. This green here, the heart chakra heals things. And so some things will be coming up. Call on this Earth Guardian. Call on your guardians to come to you, to help you. Stay grounded. Stay rooted. You are almost there, Virgo. You're almost there. And then we have the great teacher. You know, this is symbolic of the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit to me is the same as prana, as mana. It's the breath of life, okay? It is I think of the element of air. And the element of air rules the suit of swords. We're talking about the heart chakra, communication, intuition, and our connection out here, gaining in knowledge. And this is telling me, I mean, there's some sacred geometry on here too behind this dove. I mean, and clearly that looks like Jesus, okay? I don't know if it's supposed to be Jesus or not. But this is saying trust your spiritual experiences. Trust what's happening to you. Lean into them. Believe in them. Know that you're being divinely guided and divinely supported by ascended masters. By the breath of life. Call on the breath of life. Call on the air. For me, I put the air in the north. So call on the air. Call on the direction that you think should go with it. For me, I put fire in the east because the sun rises in the east, and so I swap out the air and fire. But call on the element of air. Call on the breath of life. Do breath work. I think that's going to be really important. Really, really important. These are the messages from Spirit, by the way, that I'm channeling through these cards, and then what comes to me, okay? And, all right, Virgo, now what we have is some oracle cards for Capricorn. I wanted to mention to my Virgos, I mean, this was in reverse, so you're not trusting them, and it's telling you to trust what's happening to you is truly spiritual and for your own good and for your benefit and not scary and not harmful, but blessings to let you know that you are not alone and you're being divinely guided and supported in all things. All right, Capricorn, we've got Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. She is the equivalent of the Empress. Lots of green here, lots of green here, lots of heart chakra work. Enjoy the growth that you've had. Give yourself some praise and some, congratulations. You've been working hard. Enjoy the growth. And these good things that are coming to you, they are legit. They are rewards, or you're not rewards, like they're like the blessings that are coming. You put it out there and you did good. And now you're reaping, the rewards. 2 + 2 = 4. And that's what's happening here. And then we have mountains, stand your ground in reverse. So I feel like what this is saying is that some of you need to kind of relax some of those boundaries that you have. I think there's some rigidity there, and you may be blocking out people that are good for you. But also take a look at your boundaries with people that you don't have any boundaries with. Do you need boundaries in some relationships? And in some relationships, should you kind of lean back and let your guard down? So this is about, standing your ground. It came in reverse. So I think that there's some imbalances here that need to be looked at as far as it goes with your relationships and what those boundaries look like. Even with you and work, you and your hobbies, you and other people. What do those boundaries look like? And then we have Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. This is in reverse. It's something that some of you are not doing. And again, lots of blue here. And this is another angel to call on, another guardian to call on. So if you are struggling with getting quiet and taking that time to yourself, call on the Mirror Guardian. Call on your guardian angels to come to you, to help you. Make time. It's saying, take time to reflect. Look inward. You're worth it. And you're beautiful. And you're amazing, Capricorn. All right. Thank you to my earth signs for this full moon and Scorpio reading. As you work to free and release yourself, you help to free and release the collective. As you push through thresholds that you have not crossed before, you open portals and vortexes for others to be able to more easily access that healing. As you break new ground in your healing, you help break new ground for the collective, because we are all connected to one another, infinitely connected to one another. So as you heal, you help me heal. And as I heal, I help you heal. So when I say namaste, the spirit of me recognizes, appreciates, values, loves, respects, and is connected to you. I mean that. We are connected. We are connected. Our energy is connected. And I find no greater honor than to be able to share this space with you and to be able to read for you and to do this kind of shadow work with you, because it's been transformational in my life. And I just want to carry that, to you as well as I continue to do this work. This helps me too. I go back and watch my fucking videos afterwards. I want to watch this because I had a Virgo moon and I want to see what's going on. Anyway, thank you, earth signs. I love you. See you soon.